welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike. I'm Mike. I'm Mike, and you are
I'm trying to
not paying attention.
Into this cave. I've never been here before.
Oh, wait, are you on level 7? Did you just get past the castle with the crazy wizard?
Yeah.
And you're trying to find the cave with his treasure inside, right?
Yeah, I can't find it.
That's really hard. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta be really patient with this, okay? This magic cave, it almost drove me crazy. I think I spent 30 minutes probably just wandering around in circles around the crazy castle of the wizard looking for that stupid cave. You know what I ended up doing?
What?
I had to actually look online on YouTube.
Oh, you can do that?
And yeah, there's little videos that can kind of help you at places if you get really frustrated. So you don't have to throw your Switch across the room because, I can't do it. You just go on YouTube. But it's a little bit less fun, I would say. But I can give you some hints about how to find the cave.
Okay.
Do you want them?
Yeah,
or do you
one.
want to keep...
One.
One, okay. Yeah, let's see.
I don't know where
There's
it is.
probably a big tree with silver leaves. Beautiful big tree. Look around there.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
All right.
good.
It's video game time, clearly. We're going to be playing the game. That's part C. And hopefully we won't be getting frustrated and... the secret.
Oh, I found the tree.
Oh, you see? She's going to get in the cave. All right, let's check out the game. Lenny and Zoe start playing the game.
I can't decide where to put my tent. Do you have a spot yet?
Yes, I put my tent by a nice-looking pond.
Cool. You'll have water, and I believe you can fish there too.
All right, it is still video game time. Not for you, that's the article. Your video game time will come after we finish this.
I know, I can't wait.
Did you get into the cave?
Not yet, almost.
All right, don't worry. Once you get in, the treasure in there is amazing. Anyways, let's get into part C, playing the game. That's right. Part A was about making your avatar. Part B was about learning the game, which can take a few hours and can be a little frustrating. But once you do all that stuff and you really get into the game and you're able to just do things kind of naturally without thinking, that's when it becomes so much fun. So Lenny and Zoe, it says, start playing the game. Now they're really ready to get into the game and get into the action. Now Lenny says, I can't decide where to put my tent. Do you have a spot yet? Ah, right. So their game is not so much about fighting dragons and wizards. It's about surviving in the forest or something like that. And of course, if you go camping or in the game, you need to find a place to put your little home. And in this case, their home is a very simple tent, just like you would have when you would go camping. And he also asked Zoe, do you have a spot yet? Do you have a place yet? Do you have a location? Have you found a good place to put your tent?
Yes.
Oh, she has.
I put my tent by a nice looking pond. She likes the view of the water.
Well, that's a good idea. And plus, you might be able to fish in the pond, get fresh water from the pond. If you put it on top of a mountain, you'll have nice views. But every time you want to wash your face, you'll have to walk miles down to the local river. So putting it near a pond or a river is a good idea. And especially if it's a nice looking pond. If something is nice looking, it's pretty, it's attractive, your eyes look at it, your brain sees what you're looking at and goes, I like that. It's nice looking. You might talk about a person, I met a nice looking person today. They're attractive, handsome, pretty, beautiful in some kind of way.
And a pond is a body of water that is small. It's not like the ocean.
No.
It's not like a river, which is long. A pond is round. And there are some ducks swimming there. Maybe there's some plants like catfish.
Frogs?
A pond, frogs.
Okay.
These are nice and calm, small places. And they're usually where are ponds usually located at?
Often in a forest or in a wetland area. It's kind of like a lake, but it's smaller than a lake. Or you might even, if you have a fancy garden near your house,
you
might
can have
a
a
little
pond in your house.
pond in your garden. So it really doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be something you swim or take a boat in, but it's a small body of water like a lake, but smaller. All right, so yeah, that's cool. Lenny says cool, good choice, good place to put your tent near that pond. And he says you'll have water, and I believe you can fish there too. Because yeah, in some of these games, you can take your fishing rod and you can actually just stand there for a few hours if you want, fishing. And that's what we call the act of trying to catch fish. You are fishing, right? So to fish is to try to catch fish, either with a rod, that kind of way, using a net, using your hands, whatever. If you're out there hunting fish, we don't say hunting fish, we say fishing fish. So a fisherman, a fisher person, fishes for fish. There's a lot of fish going on there.
Lots of fish.
Lots of fish. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back with more from our video game.
Also, it's close to the village, so I won't waste time going back and forth.
That's very smart of you. Do you mind if I set up camp there too?
Not at all. Just do it on the opposite side of the pond.
Of course. I wouldn't want to steal your space.
Thanks.
All right, so Lenny and Zoe are out in the woods. They have their tents near a pond. They're also going to be able to catch fish and get water from the pond. So their food, their water, their shelter, the place that they will sleep and stay when it's cold or rainy, that's all taken care of. Now, of course, remember, Lenny and Zoe didn't survive a plane crash. They're not lost in the jungle as they were exploring the Amazon or something. No, they're playing a video game. This is all not real, but it is real because their avatars in the game could die if they don't find food and water, right? So they got to do this stuff right, almost like you would in real life. But the good news is if they make mistakes, they can just start again. Anyways, let's get back to it and see how it's going with their survival game.
Also, it's close to the village. So we're talking about that pond.
Right.
So I won't waste time going back and forth.
Oh, smart. All right.
Planning.
That is very, very smart, very intelligent. And so that's why Lenny says, that's very smart of you. That's very intelligent. That's a good choice. You've really thought about where you decided to put your tent. And since it's such a great place, Lenny asks, do you mind if I set up camp there too? In other words, can I be your neighbor? Because you live in such a wonderful neighborhood with so many convenient things around. So can I move in?
Not at all.
Oh,
I don't mind. Just do it on the opposite side of the pond.
Oh.
Oh, so, we can just live a bit far from
Okay.
each other, not
I
so
wanna live
close.
next to him, but if we have some water between us, I feel better about that. All right. Well, that might be also because, it's nice to camp where you have some privacy and some quiet. She doesn't want Lenny sitting over there playing his guitar or whatever he does to make her life noisy, so that's why she wants him opposite. When you're opposite, means you're on the other side, basically. If I'm sitting here and you're sitting there where you are, we are opposite each other. We are face to face. Generally, if you're going out for lunch or a coffee with your friend and you're there to chat, you will sit opposite each other because it's kind of weird when you're eating and you have to turn to talk to your friend. You want to be opposite. If I say something is on the other side of the street, it's on the opposite side of the street. It's directly across from me on the other side, or opposite. All right, back to the dialogue. Of course, I wouldn't want to steal your space, says Lenny. So he's not upset that Zoe wants him to be on the opposite side of the pond. He's like, no, of course, sure, no problem. I wouldn't want to steal your space. I wouldn't want to kind of squeeze you in there because, we're in the forest. We're not in the big city.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, really, thanks.
So here, stealing, usually it means taking something that doesn't belong to you, that you didn't pay for. We're saying stealing. But if I'm stealing your space, that means I'm just in your space, so you don't have space anymore. So it's not really that I'm taking it away from you, it's just that I'm really too close, so that's kind of called stealing space. But if you're not stealing space, that just means you have a distance from the other person. You're giving them space. You can steal their space by being in their space all the time, or you can give them space by being further away. And I always prefer the second one.
Okay, a little bit of space is nice. So yes, here you're not stealing gold or money. You're kind of taking something that another person might say, hey, that's mine. Don't take that. So it's kind of a polite way, right? You know, if I wanted to talk to Rainbow and I know she's busy, I might say, hey, can I steal 5 minutes of your time? It might be a little inconvenient. I'm trying to take it, but I'm also kind of being polite. And I know that she might be like, oh, I'm really busy, so I want to be a little more polite. So I'll say, talk about stealing her time.
That's nice.
Or something like that. All right, guys, that's all the time we have. We didn't want to steal too much of your time. We know you're all very busy because there are so many video games out there to play. So get back to the important stuff, playing the video games, and also doing homework and, you know, that kind of stuff too. But we'll see you back here sometime very soon. Until then, maybe we'll see you online as avatars in the game world. Or maybe not. Bye! Lenny and Zoe start playing the game.
I can't decide where to put my tent. Do you have a spot yet?
Yes, I put my tent by a nice-looking pond.
Cool. You'll have water, and I believe you can fish there too.
Also, it's close to the village, so I won't waste time going back and forth.
That's very smart of you. Do you mind if I set up camp there too?
Not at all. Just do it on the opposite side of the pond.
Of course. I wouldn't want to steal your space.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下这一课的重点单字。第一个 nice looking 形容词，优美的，好看的。Eddie is quite nice looking, but he's really not my type. Eddie 长得蛮好看的，但他真的不是我的菜。Type 在这里是名词，型，这里也就是说喜欢的类型。下一个单字 pond 名词，池塘，池子。The children are swimming in the pond. 孩子们正在池塘里游泳。下一个单字 fish 动词，钓鱼。I like to fish with my dad on weekends. 周末时，我喜欢跟我爸去钓鱼。最后一个单字 steal 动词，偷，窃取。它的动词三态是 steal, stole, stolen。Brian often steals money from his parents. Brian 常常偷他父母的钱。接着我们来看一下重点文法。第一个 go back and forth 来回往返。Back and forth 表示来回的，往返的。我们来看看下面这个句子。Jimmy's girlfriend lives in Japan, so he often goes back and forth between Taiwan and Japan. Jimmy 的女朋友住在日本，所以他经常往返于台湾、日本两地。下一个文法 That's smart of somebody. 某人真是聪明啊，所以这个句型是 that's 加上形容词加上 of 某个人，表示某个人真是怎么样啊。我们来看看下面这个例句 You bought the tickets in advance. That's smart of you. 你预先买好票了，你真聪明。In advance 在这里指的是预先。最后一个文法 Do you mind if 加主词加动词，你介意怎么样吗？ Mind 在这里表示介意，多用于疑问句或者是否定句。我们来看看下面这个情境。酒吧里啊，有一个人看见了一个不错的女生，想要走过去跟她搭讪，他就会说 Do you mind if I sit here? 你介意我坐在这里吗？以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Matt.
We're gonna play a game called Word Drop, where each of us has 3 words or phrases that we haven't looked at yet, and then we're gonna try to work it into a conversation as casually as possible. Do you wanna start the conversation?
Okay, I'll start the conversation. Okay, yeah, so I've been cycling a lot around. I like to take my bike and go cycling to different places around Taiwan, and I have one of those folding bikes so I can take it on the train and stuff. But just last weekend, I was out cycling and I went into a restaurant to have dinner. And then when I came out of the restaurant, I was shocked to find that someone stole my bike.
What?
Yeah.
Do you know what I realize is like whenever you are someone who is like you look like a nice person, people try to take advantage of you. So maybe because you looked really nice, like people were like, you know what? His bike looks like something I would steal. So they would just go to your bike and just steal it just because you look like somebody who wouldn't get angry or like do something about it. And you know what? As I'm talking, I realize you're actually a really nice looking guy.
Well, you know what? So actually, yeah, so my bike, someone stole it. I guess maybe they were taking advantage of me, I don't know. But it seemed like maybe they were just trying to get me angry because later in the day, I was walking through a park nearby and someone had just thrown my bike into a pond.
Oh, wow. That sucks. But when I said you were nice looking, I gave you a compliment. You could have said thank you. Nice looking means you're handsome, right? You're welcome. So anyways, whenever I like to compliment people, it's actually because I have an ulterior motive. It's really like me trying to, well, one, make the conversation like a very positive conversation. But the other thing is I also just want to try to fish for compliments.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, you look all right today.
Thank you.
You look good today. So, yeah, I mean, I generally, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So, I'm not one who gives out that many compliments, but Stephen, do you mind if I say you look great today?
I don't mind. I think I love getting compliments. Like I said, I like to fish for compliments. But going back to your bike in the pond, I guess you had to fish it out eventually, right? So I guess without your bike, it's really hard to, you know, go to different places. Like for instance, if you're going from home to work, like if it's like too short of a distance to take a taxi, you would take your bike. So it's nice to have a bike so you can go back and forth, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm happy that you got your bike back.
Yeah, it's a little wet.
Gross.
See you next time.